Hey there folks, how's it going? It's NotSoLivid, and welcome back to Season 3 of March Madness. Last time, what did we even do last time? I don't remember what we did last time. It was the first one, but I don't remember what we did. This time we're doing the Pokemon Professors, of which there are, it looks like 12. There were 10 listed on Bulbapedia, and then I added in 2. Who did I add in? I added in Burnett, and I added in Oak from Sun and Moon, which apparently is just a different Oak. I didn't realize it was a different Oak. I thought it was just Samuel Oak, just reimagined with long hair and a tan. Nah, it's just a different Oak, which put us at 12, so I gave 4 of them buys. Possibly biased, Oak because he's Oak, Rowan because he's Rowan, Sonia because I'm a Sonia simp, and Kukui because I think he's kinda cool. That's why they got buys, and everyone else has to work to get into the next round. Also, before I forget, because I already did forget, friends, Josh and Reese, channels here, are doing this as well. Go check them out. They'll be doing at least some of these as well, and they're good boys, so show them some love. Moving on, let's get started with the bracket. So like I said, Oak, Kukui, Rowan, Sonia got buys. So our first matchup is Sycamore versus Birch. Sycamore is the Kalos professor, right? From X and Y. Again, I have not played X and Y. And Birch is from Hoenn. So according to Bulbapedia, Professor Birch's specialty area of study is Pokemon habitats, whereas Professor Sycamore studies Mega Evolution. Honestly, even though I kind of just missed out on a lot of the Mega Evolution stuff, I got a bit of it, maybe a little bit, in Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, but that's really it. That's all I've really experienced as far as Mega Evolution, but Mega Evolution is kind of sick. Professor Birch, I don't know what's up with Pokemon habitats. That's kind of boring. Sorry. Sorry, it's not as cool as Mega Evolution. And also, from what I recall of you, I mean, our first experience meeting Professor Birch is him being attacked by a Pokemon. And a level 2 Poochyena at that, so he's not the most intimidating figure. And again, I haven't played X and Y, but from what I do remember, doesn't he give you like a Kanto starter, right? I think that's how it works. I'm pretty sure the start of the game is like, he sends 2 of your friends back with Kalos starters, and then when you get to whatever city he's at, he's like, yo, I have a Kanto starter too. Which is pretty cool. Sycamore's gonna win. Sorry, Birch, you're kinda just a little dopey, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but you don't give me a Kanto starter. So, sorry, dude. Next up, we have Magnolia versus Elm. Magnolia is from Sword and Shield. Elm is Johto. Magnolia studies Dynamax, and Elm studies Pokemon breeding. You little freak. I think Dynamax is kind of stupid, honestly. I think it's really not that cool. I think Mega Evolution is a lot cooler than Dynamax. What's the difference between Dynamax and Gigantamax? Because I know they're 2 different things. I don't know which is which. Is Dynamax where they change? Well, I mean, they both of them, they change. But one of them, they just get bigger. I'm pretty sure Gigantamax is they just get bigger. It's just you get to be big for 3 turns or something. And Dynamax is you kind of change, but also you're bigger, I think, as well. Elm, honestly, all the egg things are sick. Jokes aside, the introduction of that was a huge change in things, adding like baby Pokemon and adding the ability to just breed Pokemon. Not that I should credit Elm entirely with the existence of Pokemon eggs. Aside from that, he falls kind of in a similar camp to Birch, except he's more like constantly flustered and anxious, which I guess I can personally relate with. But he's kind of just there. I like Magnolia better. sorry, Elm. Because, like, Elm just seems like he's constantly in a panic. Again, I haven't played Sword and Shield, but from what I recall of the playthroughs that I've seen, which isn't actually a whole lot. I don't remember much, but she seemed totally fine. And is she, like, related to Sonia? What is the relation? Is there a relation? Okay, that's what I thought. She's Sonia's grandma. So she's gotta be great. She has to be great. By Sonia's law, she must be equally as great as Sonia. Therefore, Magnolia gets to move on. Don't question my logic. It's sound. Kind of. And again, Rowan gets a bye, Kukui gets a bye. So our next matchup, Laventon versus Burnett, or Burnett. I don't know how to pronounce it. Does it tell me how to pronounce it? Nope, it gives me your Japanese name, which I don't know how to say. Okay, that's cool. I'm just gonna say Burnett. So Laventon is from Legends Arceus, a game I have not played. Burnett is apparently, she first showed up in Pokemon Dream Radar, which I don't know what that is, but she's also in Alola because she is Kukui's wife. So this is like a really weird matchup because I don't know anything about Professor Laventon, like at all. I know nothing about him. I just know he's got like the crazy looking hat. That's it. That's all I know. We're gonna read the article and see if it tells me anything. What do you got for me, Bulbapedia? It's really short. It's a really short article. I don't think it's gonna tell me much, dude. He specializes in Pokemon ecology, and he gives you your starter. That's literally, that's what it says. That's all it tells me about him. What's up with Burnett? She studies the relationship between Pokemon and other dimensions. That's kind of wild. I guess that makes sense because she shows up in Dream Radar, so she studies like dream stuff. Oh, she's friends with Fennel. I remember Fennel from Black and White. Dream whatever lady. I never did any of that thing because it needed like Wi-Fi and co-op multiplayer something. I don't know exactly what it was, but I remember the room that it was in. There was some machine, and I remember the name Fennel. I don't really care about Laventon, and it didn't tell me anything about him, so I don't know. I like Burnett. She gets to move on. I like her hair. Her hair's kind of cool. That's my reasoning. And her research seems cooler. Next up, our final first round matchup, we have Juniper versus Fake Oak. Juniper is from Black and White and Black and White 2. She's Unova's professor. And Samson Oak is Professor Samuel Oak's cousin, apparently, and he's just sort of hanging out in Alola. He's the surfer dude. That's where you first see him, right? You first see him when you're doing the Mantine surfing. Am I correct? Tell me, please, tell me. Oh, he's Sticker Dude. I forgot he's Sticker Dude. I remember that now. Okay, and yeah, it is Mantine surfing. Okay, which one did I play through? I think I played through Ultra Moon. I don't remember. I played through either Ultra Sun or Ultra Moon. One of them. I'm pretty sure it was Ultra Moon. That's the only Gen 7 game I've played, and I played it once, and it was like 4 years ago. So I don't remember a whole lot, but I vaguely remember certain things. I remember the stickers. I remember finding them everywhere, which was kind of cool. This is a tangent, sorry. There's certain things in Gen 7 I do really like, actually. I like all like the sort of side things they offer. I think that's really fun. I think the fact that they're kind of just there and if you don't care about them, you literally can just ignore them. And I'm pretty sure there's not a whole lot you get from them. Maybe I'm wrong. Totem stickers give you Pokemon, but you can get the Pokemon in other ways. And then like the picture taking thing is like, I don't remember exactly what that was. It was like fake Instagram influencer plus Pokemon Snap. It combined into like a mini game, and those aren't like things you have to do. Those are just things that are there if you feel like doing them, and I think that's cool. Anyway, tangent done. Let's talk about Juniper and Oak. Samson Oak, you study regional forms and totem Pokemon, which makes sense because you're the totem sticker dude. Regional forms is cool. That's a cool thing to study. I have to dock you points for being fake Oak and tricking me for like 4 years because I literally thought you were just Professor Oak. And what's up with you, Juniper? You specialize in the origins of Pokemon. This feels like the wrong region for that. This feels like it's trade places with Rowan. That seems more like where you want to be for the origins of Pokemon. Just saying. Ooh, she gives you TMs in black and white based on your dex completion. Doesn't really do much else. Not much else going on with Professor Juniper. Her first name is Aurea. That's kind of cool. I did actually like the totem sticker thing. I think I'm gonna give it to Fake Oak. Sorry, Juniper. I love your games. You just aren't really that significant in the games, really. You give me my Pokemon, and then that's about it. And I just kind of go on my merry way and don't really talk too much. I kind of wish Bianca became an actual professor. She's just an aide, right? She's just a professor's aide in Black and White 2. That'd be cool if she went full on professor for Black and White 2. But that's neither here nor there. Oak wins. And now, moving on to our, what is this? This is semifinals? No, this is quarterfinals? This is quarterfinals. Moving on to our quarterfinal bouts. We begin with Professor Samuel Oak versus Professor Sycamore. I'm gonna give it to Professor Oak. Because he's Professor Oak. I mean, I don't know what else there really is to say. Oak's legacy precedes him. Mega Evolution's cool, but Professor Oak's cooler. I don't think I really need to expound upon it very much. It's just Professor Oak. Magnolia versus Kukui. Once again, probably not going to be very surprising. I gave them buys for a reason, right? It wasn't entirely random that I was giving them buys. I gave them buys because they deserved the buys, and there's a reason why they deserved the buys. Because they're probably gonna keep going, right? Kukui's gonna keep... He's gonna disappear, actually. He's gonna keep going, because I think he's just kind of a cool character as a whole. He fits the Alola vibe really, really well. What does he even research? I don't even know, dude. Pokemon moves, that makes sense. Z moves, duh. Okay, so here's the Pokemon later gen innovations tier list. S tier is Mega Evolutions. A tier is Z moves. D tier is Gigantamax and Dynamax. Z moves are cool. I think they're cool, and I like how they implemented it. Similarly to how they implemented Mega Evolutions, where if you want to be able to use your Z move or use your Mega Evolution, you have to sacrifice your held item slot, essentially, to be able to access that. I like that they made it more general, too, with the Z moves, because with Mega Evolutions, it was like, you need to... I know I'm talking about Mega Evolution. We've already decided, so I don't care. We're tangenting again. Another tangent. Pad out the video runtime. But I like how with the Z moves, which I guess makes sense because it's moves. It's type specific rather than Pokemon specific. Like, you don't need an item for that specific Pokemon. You just need the type item. And if a Pokemon has a move of that type, you can just give them the type item. Easy peasy, and a lot more flexible than Mega Evolutions, where with Mega Evolutions, not every Pokemon had Mega Evolution. Right? Not every Pokemon has a Mega Evolution. Most Pokemon don't have Mega Evolutions. Whereas the Z moves, literally any Pokemon could use a Z move. You just have to give them the right item. And then you're good. I like that. That's really good. Kukui wins. Congratulations, sir. Next up, Rowan versus Burnett. Rowan, what do you study? Pokemon evolution and form changes. Cool. I feel like you should hit up weather research facility in Hoenn. They got a cast form. That's some form changes right there. What are form change Pokemon? We got Deoxys, we got Giratina, obviously, duh. Burmy and Wormadam. Cherim changes forms in the Sunshine, I think, because its non-Sunshine form just looks sad. Sunshine form is all happy and fun, and I like it a lot better. Rowan's fun in advance, because, like I said, I gave him buys for a reason. Burnett's cool. I like Burnett. I think it's interesting that they introduced her as the spouse of Kukui, and they're both professors, and that's kind of cool. Studying very different things, apparently. And I do like her, but Rowan. Rowan. Just look at this man. Look at this man. Don't mess with Rowan. He kind of reminds me of West Dragon Gym Leader from Black and White with the mustache beard that's just his mouth. It just is his mouth because you can't see his mouth. It's just beard and mustache. Drayden, I think. Rowan kind of reminds me of him. And I picture Rowan talking. Just very gruff and mumbling under his breath with everything. Who he actually reminds me of is my chemistry teacher from high school. That's who he reminds me of. And that's why I picture him talking like that, because that's how my chemistry teacher talked. Okay, I've connected the dots. The neurons have fired in my brain and the synapses have connected. I don't know if that's how brain electricity works, but that's what I'm saying has happened. The connection has been made as to why I picture Rowan with that voice. I don't even remember how he sounds like from the anime, but it reminds me of my chemistry teacher. Sonia versus Oak. So here's the thing. I'm a simp. I don't know what you want me to say. Sonia twirls her hair, and I like it a lot when she twirls her hair. It's one of the greatest things to ever happen to Pokemon as a franchise is Sonia's hair twirl. Am I exaggerating? No. It's one of the greatest things to ever happen. And Sonia's very pretty and I like her a lot. Her theme as well. She's got a great theme. Such a good theme, actually. Like a really, really good theme. Maybe, I don't know. All of Sword and Shield music is really good. But it's one of my favorite songs from Sword and Shield, for sure. Listen, Mr. Samson Oak. Fake Oak, if you will. I do like the totem stickers. I think they're kind of a fun little side dealio, and I like that you give me Pokemon for giving you stickers, which is a strange exchange, a very strange exchange. Not equal in any way as far as I'm concerned. I like that you do that. However, I do not simp for you. Despite your long, flowing, luscious locks, they do not compare to Sonia. I'm sorry. Oak versus Kukui. Now we're getting a little tricky. Professor Oak is just kind of the dude. He just is the dude, you know? When you think of a Pokemon professor, you think of Professor Oak. But I don't know if that's gonna necessarily lead him to victory. I think you do just have to actually give it to Oak. I think the legacy, despite what I literally just said, I think the legacy is enough to just get him into the finals at least. I do really like Kukui, but Oak's, he's in so many of the games, dude. He's in, okay, it lists them all off. He's in Gen 1, he's in Gen 2, he's in Fire Red Leaf Green, obviously, but he's not in actual Gen 3. He's in Gen 4, he's in Let's Go, he's in Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, obviously. What the heck is Pokérob? And then he's in a bunch of other games. For whatever reason, he's kind of disappeared after Gen 4. I don't know what's up with that. Bring him back. Bring back Professor Oak. Wonderful. I'm obligated to do the Pokemon Snap voice line every time Professor Oak makes a cameo appearance. Wonderful. And the voice line is for sure a point for Professor Oak. It's a great voice line. It's iconic, perhaps. Some may say iconic voice line. But yeah, I do. Kukui should not be ashamed. This is a tough, it's tough to beat. Like, this is the master. You are but a student. At a point, the student does surpass the master, typically. I don't think this is quite the point. However, I think Kukui, you got here, you're gonna need a few more years, my good friend. You're gonna need a few more years to try and pass Master Oak. Rowan versus Sonia. Listen. Listen. I really like Sonia. Okay. After some deliberation, by which I mean reading through their Wikipedia articles, I do think I'm still gonna choose Sonia. Other than for the reasons I've already said. I do really like that throughout the Sword and Shield plot line, because at the start she's not a professor, right? She's not a professor at the start. She doesn't become a professor until it's like the end of the game or post game or something like that, like right around then. She doesn't know what she wants to do, and then she decides she wants to figure out like the history of Galar, which is basically what happens throughout the course of the game, uncovering the history behind the legends and stuff like that. And then she publishes it in a book, and then she becomes a professor, just like Grandma Magnolia. And I like characters that have that sort of progression that you can see throughout the course of a game. Therefore, Sonia wins, because Rowan doesn't have that progression in his game. Also, Rowan's not a pretty girl.
That's a thick-ass boy! Damn!
Moving on to our finals. Oak versus Sonia. This is tough. This is a tough matchup. Oak, the OG Pokemon professor, gave you your first Pokemon, shows up in a bunch of the games. Even though he hasn't really showed up in a lot of the games after Generation 4. By which, I mean, he hasn't. He's probably been mentioned in them, but he hasn't shown up in them. And then we have Sonia, one of the most newly recognized professors. Wasn't a professor at the start of her game. By the end of the game, she's got that little slip of paper that's like, hey, yo, you're a professor. I don't know if, I would assume they have those. Just sort of, hey, you made a book. Professor slip, there you go. Enjoy. I'm gonna pick Sonia because I'm a simp. Oh, wow, look at the time. It appears we're out of time for this episode bracket, this Pokemon Professor's bracket. Oh, gee dang, we're out of time. That's unfortunate. If you want to fill one out for yourself, link in the description. If you want to share it with me, you can do so on Twitter or whatever. Go check out Reese and Josh, links in the description. They're doing this too. I don't know if they're doing this one. At some point they will, but maybe not yet, because we're doing it in random order. That's all. Goodbye.